So far we have seen loops and nested loops and looping through the file, a lot of stuff. Lot means lot. So now let us look how, let us uh, see how to control the loop. How to control the loop, that's it. So it's called in controlling the loop basically. So you might be tempted to think that after you start a loop, you're stuck with the loop, and loop finishes all its iterations. That is not true. A couple of commands help us control what happens inside a loop. The first one is the break command, and the second one is the continue command. If you are a Pythoneer or Pythonista, you might have heard about these break and continue in Python also. So each command has a different use in how to control the operation of a loop. The following section basically describes completely about how you can use these commands to control the operation of your loops. So before that, let's take one exercise, and then we will get back to the uh, first command. First, okay. So vim, yep, this is our breaking out of a loop, breaking out of a for loop. This example we are going to do, but before I talk about the break command, I just want to show the code. I just want to show the snippet of the break loop, and then we will get back to the breaking of a loop. Okay, breaking into a loop or breaking of a loop, whatever you want to say, you can say, that's not an issue. So here, this is a for loop. So for loop variable is one, is our iterative variable, then in, and we have a list of numbers 1 to 10. Okay, so now do in that we have an if then statement. If has a condition, if variable 1 is greater, if variable 1 equal to 5, then break from the if then break from the loop, and then completely get out of the loop. Simply what I want to do here is, the problem statement for me is, I just want to iterate only 5 times. I have a specific condition. Once it reaches to 5, I just have to stop the loop. That's how can I do that? With the normal loop, it's very difficult, or you have to put nested loops. Even that time also we can't do that. So in that case, this break will come in handy. This is the problem statement. This is the problem or challenge that you can solve using break. So as you have seen one problem and or challenge, and we used a break to solve that problem or challenge. Now let's look into the break command. What is the break command? So the break command is a simple way to escape a loop in progress. That's what a break command is. The simplest and well defined definition for the break command is it's a simple way to escape a loop in progress. So you can use the break command to exit any type of loop, including while, until, even those loops also it works. And breaking, let's look into breaking out of a single loop first. When the shell executes a break command, it attempts to break out of the loop that is currently processing. So if you take this example, the same example that we have shown in our exercise, so the same example. So once once it has to come out, in that case the for loop should normally have iterated through all the values specified in the list. However, when the if then condition was satisfied, the shell executed the break command which stopped the for loop. That's how the break command helps out you to break out from a loop. Let's do an exercise first and we'll see. The same example we'll take as we have discussed about this. Let's give permission to execute, and this is 10 0 done. Let me clear the screen and then 10 0. Yes, that's it. See, if in a normal case it should have has 5 iteration, it should have had 5 iterations, it should have had 5 iterations, but in this case it had only only 5. Sorry, in the normal case it should have had 10 iterations, 10 iterations, but because of that break it has broken after the fifth iteration. The fifth iteration, it has given the for loop is completed. The for loop is completed. This is how a break command or break helps a lot. Then we have breaking out of an inner loop. So breaking out of an inner loop. So when you are working with multiple loops, the break command automatically terminates the innermost loop you are in. Okay. So let's look into this example also. Let me put it on left side for your convenience. Then Vim. Sorry. Yep. This is our loop breaking out of a while loop. This is a normal example. In the next case we'll take the inner loop, but even this one also we can just execute and see. The same logic goes here also. It's chmod o plus x 10 1 and then 10 1. Yes, that's it. The while loop is completed. Iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3. So now let's look into a logic where you can break out of an inner loop. So this is the logic that we have used. A for loop, a is equals, the condition is a is equals to 1 and a is less than 4 and a plus plus. This is the condition. Maximum we should have a 3 to 4 iterations, and after that, that is our outer loop. Then you have an inner loop, one more inner loop, and inside that inner loop we have used if then statement to attach a break. So that's what here we want to break this inner loop. This part we just want to break this inner loop, inner for loop, exactly this one. Okay, so let's wq and then chmod o plus x and then 10 to, yes, that's it. Let me clear the screen. 2. See, normally it should have gone the inner loop. I'm talking about only inner loop. Here you can see the loop logic because I used the same example. So normally it should have gone till 100 because b equals to 1 till 100 and b plus plus. So you add 1 1 1. So it should have gone till 100, but we have 3 outer iterations, whereas inner loop we have only 4 because that's the logic we have given. Here we have said if the b value is lesser than, if b value is equal to 5, once it reaches the 5, you just break the inner loop. So the inner loop has been broken. or else it would have continued. Let's do some changes in the inner loop, and let's execute and see what's going to happen. So what I'll put is the condition. I will put it till 55, and we'll see what's going to happen. Same one. Let's execute. See, that's what the magic. I don't want to. This is too much. This is too much. It's too much. But still, I'll show it. Still, I'll show it. Okay, because it's all fun. So basically, as a software engineer, that's where I get a fun. It's fantastic. So uh, this is our outer loop one, and inside that, how many we have? We have 54 or close to, or 55 inner loops. 55 inner loops. That's how the break helps. Wherever you want to break, you can break out of. You can break out easily. So that's what, it's much easier than break up in real life. Okay. So basically this the break command helps a loop to break out from its relation. So, and we have outer loop, second outer loop, and again inside that we have 54 inner loop iterations, and then third outer loop, and then we have 55 inner loop iterations. This is how you can even break out of an inner loop. Then finally we will look into breaking out of an outer loop. So there may be times when you are in an inner loop but need to stop the outer loop. So in that case, the break command includes a single command line parameter value. That's it. So this is the logic. We'll use the same code, but here we will add a loop to the outer one. Let me clear the screen first. Vim 10.3. Here it is. This is for inner loop. Chmod O plus X 10.3. That's it. That's it. Your outer loop has been, of course, inner loop has been broken, but we have broke the outer loop also. You can see that before we used to get 3, but here it's just 1. Just 1. Just 1. That's it. This is our outer loop, and then outer loop has been broken for only 1. Only 1. Just only 1. And one more, Vim 10.4. So this is one more example using the continue command. Just a minute. So now we'll take one more example using the continue command. So the continue command example, we'll just go through it. We'll just go through it code first. So here for loop from variable 1 and till less than 15, and it should be incremental by 1 1 1. Then inside we use the if logic, and then the logic is that's why the continue would be very important, whereas the break is to break out of the loop, whereas continue is to continue at a certain uh, logic, at a certain condition. There you want to run it. Till that you don't want to run it. In that case, this helps. See here, what happens is variable 1 greater than 5 and also variable 1 less than 10. If only in this condition, that means you just want to run this loop in between 6 to 9. In only these only these two conditions are complied, then only you want to continue the loop. It's not breaking the loop, it's continue the loop, it's running the loop based on a condition. That is the benefit of loop continue command. So we have seen the we have deciphered the snippet. Now let's give the permissions, and then after that let's execute the code. Here it is. See, it has run, of course, 14, but it is continued after a certain stage. After a certain stage, that's what it's continued after a certain stage. So next we have one more example. That's control loop with the continue for the outer loop, only for the outer loop. Let's go for that also. 10 5. So this is the code, and then this time continue 2 only. Okay, this for both continue 1 and continue 2. And the logic here we have given, if the a, this is for the outer loop, if a outer loop variable a greater than 2 and then a less than 4, in these two conditions only you run it and you continue the. So let's change the mode first, and o plus x 10 5. Yes, almost everything. So this is how break and continue controls your loop.